Hello class, my name is Ashton Jean Baptiste and I'm doing this group project with Clenese Jones. And the story that we chose is Superman and Me by Sherman Alexie. This short story is about Sherman Alexie's life as an Indian child in America. He describes how writing and reading positively affected his lifestyle. Throughout this story, Alexie explains his interest with literature and his intelligence as a student of his race. He began understanding literature when he examined a book and understood the idea of a paragraph. He also made a hypothesis on what is going to happen next in his Superman book by the illustrations shown. Then Alexie goes on and talks about his race as a child and how it's expected for them to be unsuccessful. Alexie refused to be a part of that stereotype and continued to be intelligent and read more. Now Alexie helps other children at a school to be successful like him growing up. He became a teacher because he believed that he could change these children's lives. A similarity to another story by Sherman Alexie is a story called The 10 Little Indians. This story is about Native Americans who find themselves at crossroads and faced with heart-rending, tragic, and wondering what would test their capacities and their loyalties. In The Toughest Indian in the World is a story about the narrator who continues his father's habits of ignoring white hitchhikers and only picking up Native Americans. In one of his many pickups, he offers a rifle to a hitchhiker he recognized as a prize fighter who has been challenging the best fighter of every reservation he encounters. The hitchhiker tells the narrator of the last Native American he fought who would not give up but continues to fight even though the hitchhiker knew that more fighting would eventually lead to the death of the fighter. Alexie's writing illustrates the characters' ability to make peace with their secrets and dreams. Most of the stories depict characters struggling to unlock their cultural amenities. The conflict tend to seek unorthodox ways to solve their issues. Now, it's similar to another story in the same genre. For instance, the story In Death Be Not Proud is similar to Superman and Me because in both of the stories it talks about how the characters are faced with something tragic in their life. In Death Be Not Proud, a little boy is faced with having to go to a doctor because of a stiff neck, but overcoming it by working hard and not giving up. In Superman and Me, an Indian boy is faced with poverty, but he did not give up and worked hard for what he wanted. Superman and Me differs from another story, but from the same author. It's called The Lone Ranger and Tonto Fist Fight in Heaven, which is all by Sherman Alexie. Superman and Me describes basically about the education stereotype that he lived throughout his whole life. He wants to change the stereotype and make his race look good when it comes to education. But in Lone Ranger and the Tonto Fist Fight in Heaven, Alexie talks about how the Native Americans are basically addicted to alcohol and it can mess up their lives if they continue to use it in bad ways. I suggest that an element of Superman and Me is the theme, which is originally hope and renewal. This is noteworthy because it means to have a desire for something to happen. In Alexie's story, Superman and Me, he wanted the Indian child to be successful and intelligent in school. That's why I think that this element best fits. That's why I think that the theme best fits the element. Well, this is me and Clenese's project. Thanks for watching. Bye.